Yeah! Indie films! Woo! Dope is directed by, I'm not gonna butcher his name, so here you go. So this film stars three high school kids, and one of these kids is a gentleman played by Shameik Moore. So these kids, they are not popular. They are geeks. They wear clothing from the 90s. They listen to 90s music. 90s. It's everywhere. So this film takes place in Los Angeles in the neighborhood of Inglewood, a very rough neighborhood. So they want to be popular, but what ended up happening is that they get into trouble involving drugs, and they need to figure out a way out of this. Oh, indies, don't you just love them? Once in a while, we watch something that is so original, which make us think and say, wow, this is some really good stuff. This film is really great and really crafted real well. It knows what it wants to be, it knows the message, it's pretty original, and a great film with some pretty good laughs too. When this film began, I felt like this film takes place in the 90s, mainly because of its soundtrack, which oh my goodness is very great. It played so much hip hop music from the 90s. Now even though that this movie obviously takes place in the present, it feels like the 90s. So 10 out of 10 for the soundtrack, but other than that, the cinematography is really great and the editing is really well put together, especially during the transformations. So you got all of that, but what about the characters? Now these three kids, they are awesome and they are really smart and fun and funny people. You got Kiersey Clemons, who is the girl in the group, and then you got, oh my god, is that? It's the lobby boy from the Grand Budapest Hotel! Tony Revolori, he did great once again. But the most important person in this movie is Shameik Moore, who did really fantastic. Pretty much most of the performances were done really well in this film. I love his character. He plays a really different kid who just wants to go to Harvard and pursue his dreams. And while at the same time he's in a mess of drugs, he wants to be successful, but at the same time he has to carry this weight in his shoulder. But he's not melodramatic. He's playing it cool, but at the same time he's like, I don't want to do this. I'm just aiming for the stars. Oh, and Zoe Kravitz has her scene, so she did really well too. Now, the reason why this film takes place in a dangerous neighborhood like Inglewood is to tell the lesson. And the lesson is, no matter where you come from, you will go to college and make your wishes and dreams come true. You truly see all the craziness in this neighborhood, and you wonder to yourself, just how? But this movie is telling us, don't judge. So even though this movie has some great laughs, some great performances, some great storytelling, editing, soundtrack, and cinematography, there are a few things that didn't work. Now, the plot for the most part is really great, but it comes off as slightly messy. There were a couple of scenes that were just unnecessary, but other than that, this is a really fun film. It's pretty sad that this film is not really recognizable right now. But if this film is in your city or anywhere, check this one out because dope is dope. And I'm giving this movie 8 bags of dope out of 10. So, that is my review of Dope. Thank you for watching. More reviews on the way.